Welcome everybody. Today we're going to continue with the series we've recently started on the topic of psychology. Today we're going to speak about cognitive dissonance. Now, cognitive dissonance is basically whenever there are two cognitive elements that are contradicting with each other. They're relevant to each other, they're important to one another, and they're important to you, but they're inconsistent with one another. Meaning you have a value and it's not matching up with your actions. When they contradict, when your values and your actions contradict, you're going to feel a psychological discomfort known as dissonance. This is cognitive dissonance. That feeling is the dissonance. Now, this concept was first proposed by psychologist Leon Festinger in the mid-1950s. Now, let's try and apply it to an everyday example. A smoker. A person who smokes cigarettes, but he knows that smoking is bad for you. He knows that it can cause a number of illnesses like cancer and of the such. But his behavior is not consistent with his values because he continues to smoke. So this contradiction with his attitude towards smoking and his behavior of smoking is precisely what cognitive dissonance is. It's going to make him feel like there is some sort of a mismatch between his values and his actions. It's a contradictory decision or behavior. For example, when you want to wake up in the morning and you don't, that feeling of disharmony between your values and your actions will create cognitive dissonance. Or if you're against gossiping and you find yourself gossiping sometime in your life, and you're going to feel, so I shouldn't be gossiping right now. As you're gossiping, you're going to feel, I shouldn't be saying this. That's cognitive dissonance. The idea here is that after you make a decision, after you make a behavior that's not consistent with your values, the person is going to wonder whether or not it was the right thing to do. And they're going to be motivated to take certain steps in order to reduce that discomfortable feeling from their psychological experience. We have an inner drive to hold all of our beliefs and behaviors and attitudes in harmony with each other. That's why the feeling comes. It's a feeling of disharmony. It's a feeling of dissonance. Now, this theory that we just spoke about is cognitive consistency. We want to be in line. So we must do something to change or eliminate this dissonance if there's a mismatch between our values and our behaviors. So what can we do? The first thing that you can do is you can change your behaviors. Very simply, you can take the steps that are necessary in order for you to get off smoking. It's not easy, it's easier said than done, but at least to be on the path that is progression and not regression and going down and smoking even more and more, at least to take the steps that will limit that bad behavior. So this way, they might not eliminate the dissonance altogether, but they will be able to reduce it at least. If they're addicted, they can't eliminate it altogether. But there's steps, right? We can learn how to get off the addiction. There's certain procedures, there's certain methods that exist. The second option is he can change his beliefs. So he's going to go searching up in the web and find out some study that he found by some random person that says smoking doesn't necessarily cause the illnesses or the diseases that people commonly believe it to. So he's going to continue his behavior, but he's shifted his attitude toward smoking. They're now more positive. And the dissonance is reduced. Now, the third option is that a person can justify their beliefs and their behaviors by adding a thought or adding a value. For example, a smoker might say, I know somebody who smokes way more than me. And therefore, since I only smoke this much, it's okay. I know it's bad, but at least I exercise. At least I have a good diet. At least I have some sort of health habits going for me. So therefore, it's okay to smoke. So they reduce the importance or the danger of smoking in their mind. Now, the fourth option, and this is what most people do, is they ignore the dissonance. They say, I know smoking is bad, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I accept the negative consequences, and I choose to do this behavior. So these are the 4 forms of reducing the cognitive dissonance. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.